Hey everybody, and welcome to another exciting, action-packed edition of the OverMark podcast. I'm one and a half of your hosts, TJ. And alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and I guess aliens if you're listening too, maybe Slim Anus, grab your Slim Jims and then hide your bush lights because my co-pilot today ain't just any Florida man. This is the guy who once drop-kicked an alligator because it looked at him crossways. He's been grinding Ascension WoW, maybe a couple days. I don't think too long, right?
Yeah, not too long.
But maybe he could qualify for Social Security in the game, if depending. But and then we'll jump to the other part that I've mentioned a couple other times in the past. But if you run your mouth about this podcast or any of our OverMark stuff, he's gonna whip your ass. All right. He might even do it with that Slim Jim that I brought up earlier. But the man, the myth, the legend, the pub sub dominator himself, Dave.
Wow. Thanks for the wonderful introduction there,
Oh,
That's very nice.
you're more than welcome.
Happy Monday,
Oh, yeah. It's raining down here, man, bad.
It's raining here right now, too. It's 68 degrees, like I was just saying. I'll be, like I said, be opening up the house for sure.
It's 47 here. It's kind of it's kind of chilly, and I went to work today. I actually got the work day in, which I didn't think I was going to be able to. So it's always nice to get paid and not go home and sit on your ass because it's raining. And we didn't have to do much. So overall, it was a pretty successful day, I think, on my end. What they have you doing today?
Oh, just a bunch of warehouse stuff, which is never fun.
I bet.
And a lot of running up and downstairs. And I was thinking about TJ. I was like, this is what TJ has to do a lot. Running up and downstairs carrying shit.
So you're doing housekeeping today, kind of?
Yeah, we just got a bunch of files and shit that's got to get shredded. Just did a bunch of stuff around the warehouse that really needs to get done.
Is it because that one guy sucks at his job and you're having to pick up his slack still?
Not so much that.
That's
It's
good.
more so that there's like 100 boxes of shit that's got to come down from up there that's got to get shredded.
Those housekeeping days go by so slow. They just
Yeah.
drag and drag and drag. My last job, we would do those here and there, but that would involve like putting cars on like a storage rack, something that you're not meant to do. Super dangerous. Somebody could die. Luckily, no one ever did. But yeah,
Doesn't sound fun.
nah. So, something else that may or may not be too fun though is going to be what we're going to be talking about, I guess, today. At least part of it. Some of it will be good, but then some of it
Pretty
will
much
not.
all sucks. Spoiler alert, everybody might as well just X out of the video. No, I'm kidding. Let it play to the end, please, God.
No, I meant the news won't suck, but the wrestling coverage probably will, at least through our point of view. But that was SmackDown on October 24th, 2025, and AEW Collision on October 25th, 2025. And then we got a little bit of news. So if you're entertained by us talking negatively about certain wrestling shows, this should be a good one for you because we're going to jump on into that here soon. But before we do that, follow us on all our social medias at OverMark ENT. We got our link tree in the bio. If it's out there, we got it. And we're on it hard, man. And we're rocking somebody else's look hard while we're doing it, I guess.
Oh boy.
Like Julian.
About how hard. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're rocking his.
Never spilling our drinks
Oh, shit.
like Julian.
Well, I'm saying you kind of got some of it, like the black shirt, but, just we're stealing his look. You remember
Yep.
Jacob did that?
I'm sexy Dave instead of sexy Julian.
Oh,
Yeah,
hell
I
yeah.
like that.
You got the big muscles and the gay trailer park supervisor chasing you around.
My muscles aren't that big. We're not. Nah.
I don't know if you've seen it, but like Julian in the later episodes, he looks like dog shit. You look way better than he does right now.
Well, I mean, he's like 10 years older than me, so I'd hope so.
You're not you're not on a TV show, so it doesn't really count. He's on
That's true.
he's on the TV show.
Well, we're on a podcast here. People see this.
Actually, shit. I guess you're right. So maybe they can run their mouths about the way we look. And if that's what you want to do, that's perfectly fine. I welcome it.
Fuck you. We'll go back to putting up a cartoon if you're going to make comments about how we look. I don't. Fuck you. No, I'm just kidding.
Nah, I think it's all funny. But anyways, I'll let you kind of take over SmackDown, and then I'll do the AEW shit if that sounds like something that you would want to do.
Well, somebody's got to talk about it, I guess. We got SmackDown from October 24th, 2025, with an attendance of 5,079. Looks like they had 96 tickets available. Probably ended up selling out, if not damn close. Jump right in here because we're not going to waste our whole day talking about this. It was a hard watch, and it'll be hard to talk about too. We had undisputed champion WWE champion Cody Rhodes cutting a promo, getting interrupted by Drew McIntyre, and then Jimmy Uso came out and brawled with McIntyre, setting up the main event for the evening. Kind of a standard SmackDown beginning, I suppose. Here, what do you think?
Probably the best part of the show.
Yeah, yeah. Then we had Tama Tonga and JC Mateo teaming up to defeat Rey Fenix and Shinsuke Nakamura. And man, I guess welcome back, Nakamura. You come back at the pay-per-view and you have a good match, and then now you're back to jobbing to the MFTs, who are back. And I don't know that anybody wanted them back, but here they are with their painted faces like they're in the Dead Presidents movies. What'd you think of this?
They did that in Bullet Club, or maybe it was a Bullet Club, but over in Japan. But and they look kind of shitty. Jason Mateo just eternally looks like garbage. I don't believe there's anything you could do to redeem this guy at this point. And Nakamura and Phoenix are all right, but this wasn't it.
This was almost a tie for low point for me for the night. It was hard to pick. It was kind of a 1A, 1B situation. We moving on. We had the Tiffany Stratton defeating Kiana James, and Jade Cargill came out during the post-match beatdown and saved her, and then gave her her finishing move and turned heel in the process. Kiana James is pretty hot. This match was not that great. I don't know. This is not for me. We talk about how great women's wrestling is, but this part of it, this was not.
Well,
I don't know. What do you think?
Jade Cargill's terrible, and it doesn't really matter what you do with her. She's going to continue to be terrible. The SmackDown Women's Division, I sent you that picture earlier today. It's pretty bad, and maybe I'll try to put that picture up when I'm doing this. Maybe not, but it's bad.
You know who is excited for this?
Who?
Kevin Nash.
Why's that?
He's been begging for Cargill to turn heel.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well,
so we're going to be getting Kevin Nash. Oh, you good? They did it. They finally did it. Here we are. They finally did it. Well, maybe. And speaking of that, maybe some of that in this next match here. We had Dragunov versus Aleister Black, and he defeated old Aleister in the U.S. title open challenge. Man, we're hearing that Aleister was going to be involved in more higher end programs, but they just keep having him do the job in the U.S. Open title challenge every week, and then they got him losing to this guy. I don't know.
He was like crying and shit. Like,
I don't want to hear that word here again.
Yeah, I don't know. This is not for me.
You have so many good talent on your show that you could be featuring that are actually, I don't know how to put this, characters that you can like grab onto. And instead, I don't know, man, I'm just never going to get behind this fucking, you literally have Aleister Black losing to this guy?
Doesn't make any sense. And, think about how they talked about how he didn't want to lose in AEW.
Yeah,
and then you come here and they got him losing to this guy. You must have been better off losing to some of the AEW guys over this guy. Jesus Christ. Yep. That guy sucks big time. And, finally something that maybe didn't suck all the way was the main event of the evening, Drew McIntyre defeating Jimmy Uso in a no disqualification match. This wasn't bad, decent SmackDown no DQ main event, I suppose. It didn't suck all the way. It was all right. What do you think?
It was just okay, but it just caps off a night. Like both these guys are just super stale to me. Jimmy's actually, Jimmy's not too bad, but you kind of already know where they're going with him all the time. But McIntyre, man, he just couldn't be more stale. And both these guys together are just something that I'm not really interested in, you know?
Yeah.
But it was actually an okay match, I guess.
Pretty fair assessment, I suppose. Well, we'll move on. Get out of this crap. High point, low point. What was your high point, TJ?
Well, I was going to say Udo versus McIntyre, but I guess I'd say Uso versus McIntyre. Uso versus McIntyre. Because what else?
Well, mine was Udo versus McIntyre. You know, it's the same thing, pretty much.
Yeah,
but not quite. I don't know. This show was pretty shitty. What was your low point?
Stratton versus James.
Yeah, like I said earlier, it was a toss up between the MFT match and this, and I ended up kind of picking this just because, man, Jade's not great. I don't know. This was kind of
not much to look forward to.
Whole episode was not much to look forward to. And speaking of not looking forward to, what was your ranking for this episode?
I ranked this a 2. It was a garbage probably the worst SmackDown they put on all year.
Well, people are going to think that we just keep picking the same shit on purpose, but I also ranked it a 2. This shit was terrible. Man, I just don't know. It's just one of the less good episodes of SmackDown so far this year, I would say.
I believe it.
2 sucks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. All right. Well, what?
I don't want to hear that word here again.
Oh, what was that?
Oh.
Oh, wow. What a revolutionary story that you've begun to tell. But before we move on to that, we're going to go ahead and do what I mean, we are moving on, and it's going to be AEW Collision October 25th, 2025. It's was taped the night of Dynamite, so it's the same attendance. So they had 1805. I guess they ended up really selling it out from what people said, but it listed that they had 25 left. So I'm sure that they did end up having the place filled. It was at the Boeing Center at Techport, San Antonio, Texas, and so AEW sold under less than 2,000 tickets for the week. It's pretty revolutionary shit, wouldn't you say?
Yep. And do you know what this is, by the way?
What's that?
The OverMark Entertainment Collision Review.
Oh, wow. So I think a whole bunch of people might not like that, but well.
Well, you know,
if you can't get that, it's a fucking joke. You're probably an asshole anyways. So I would just take it that we think it's funny.
Politics are your identity. You're an asshole.
Yeah. Well, it's not our identity. We just think it's funny. We think Trump's hilarious. He's a dumbass, just like most people in politics. And he's a character. And if you can't think that separate the character in the funny from the politics,
then maybe you're gaped.
Oh, yeah. Well, speaking of gaped, we got Pac, and he defeated Tomohiro Ishii. This match sucked. Ishii sucked. And it's funny, I think Ishii has probably driven away more people on television than almost anybody on this brand. Featuring him, you're never going to get people that are going to want to watch with him on there.
And you put him on first, so people immediately change the channel instead of changing the channel later. That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Yeah. Pac looks good, though.
I know. Yeah, I see Ishii out there, and I just
and
we're hanging out.
The bad thing about Pac is that, or Pac, whatever, is that he's with the Death Riders. So any Death Riders segment, just an instant no.
I don't want to hear that word here again.
That's true. Well,
what
else happened?
Thekla defeating Mina Shirakawa, and
Well, let me tell you something.
This wasn't too good. It's not like it was like terrible or anything, but Mina's just out there having matches, and Thekla, I'm not really feeling her and haven't since she's been there.
Well, I do like Mina. You know, she's she entertains me.
Yeah, but what's she doing?
Oh, Mina things.
Yeah, she just lost that interim championship to Monet. But we'll go ahead and move on, and it's the MXM TV casting call, and Olympia defeated Taya Valkyrie. This was something that I'm not very interested in. You know how I feel about these temporary talent popping up on the show when you got plenty of great talent to show yourself.
Yep, not a fan, not for me. I do enjoy Taya Valkyrie, I guess, but not with whatever this is.
Then we have one of the definite low points of the night here, which is Ace Austin defeating Brian Keith. Brian Keith's seems like a funny guy, but he's been in the same position the whole time he's been there. And Ace Austin, I don't know. I don't really care about these guys from Japan.
I I know you didn't watch TNA really back in the day, but do you know Austin Aries?
Yeah.
I'd like to see him and Ace Austin wrestle, just because it's the battle of the A-name guys.
Okay.
No other reason than that. I know
okay.
that that's stupid, makes zero sense, but I mean, shit. Matches have been booked that make less sense than that on this show sometimes.
Kyle versus Kyle.
Yeah, you know.
All right. Well, maybe that's something that we'll see in the future. Send Tony Khan a text and he'll book it. 40,000.
I should message him on Twitter. Didn't he block you? Oh no, that was Dave.
$400,000 name match. But
you know, there was a time that I really liked Austin Aries, and then I guess it turns out that he's kind of a goof.
I don't know. I don't really know too much about him because I didn't really watch a lot of TNA. But we'll go ahead and move on here, and that's Hook, and he defeated Griff Garrison. It's pretty much essentially like a little squash match, and
match that no one gave a shit about.
Yeah, Hook's another one of those guys that's been in the same position almost the whole time he's been there, and I don't hate him. He seems all right, but Griff Garrison's just some guy, and this is just a match.
Yeah. Well, old Griff, he's still got a job there.
Yeah.
He's
outlasting them all.
OG AEW guy, and here he is. He might be in a better position than Pillman Jr. I haven't seen them do much anything value with him at NXT.
Yeah, they were off the bat, but not in a while.
Yeah, maybe he sucks. I don't know. I haven't paid much attention.
Well, we'll talk about something else that sucked here before we talk about Hook and Griff too much. And this is the $400,000 All-Star match. Jet Speed and Jurassic Express defeated the Young Bucks and FTR. This is another one of those matches where you just toss a money gimmick on it. And they were actually making these seem somewhat better, at least some kind of story behind it. But, FTR and the Young Bucks, it's kind of a dynamic, I guess. But Jet Speed and Jurassic Express are just two groups that I don't want to see. And this match was garbage.
Yeah, kind of sucks. Not stoked on it. Tired of these multi-man money matches. I feel like we bring that up a lot, but whatever. I don't know.
Just the multi-man matches stink.
High point, low point. Yeah, fuck this shit. Let's move on.
Well,
what was your high point?
I was gonna say before we do that, they got like an unlimited amount of multi-man matches on Dynamite the upcoming week.
God damn it.
Yeah, but anyways, so mine was I can't realistically give this show a high point. It sucked.
Well, I feel that mine was Mina Shirakawa. Not the match that she was involved, just her doing things that she does. I mean, everything kind of else really sucked.
That sounds like a solid pick to me. And then I'll jump to the low point here, and mine was the whole show. You care to elaborate on that?
I mean, this is basically the worst episode of Collision ever, potentially, if not like top 3. This was just not great.
Go ahead.
I don't know. It sucks.
Both companies.
I wonder what the new extra low ratings are going to look like across the board for both companies, because they just shit sucked this weekend for wrestling. My God.
I don't think that they're going to have the lowest ones they've ever had this week. They're going to kind of just stay around the same thing. It takes so once football season's done and the people that tuned out for football season, they just don't come back. So once these seasons of sports are over and you have people that get torn away for a little bit, then they don't come back. I think that's how they lose their fans. It's not an intentional, most of the time, them turning it off. It's that they found something else. Then, I don't need to watch this shit anymore. But yeah, I give the show a 1. This is an OverMark first, by the way. Nothing has gotten a 1 on this show before.
Yep. I also gave it a 1. Literally, like I said, if this isn't the worst episode of Collision ever, it's like top 3. And you know, make a better product for us to watch, man. It's wrestling in general has been so hard to watch lately. It's making what we do less fun because having to watch shows that suck so bad. Like, obviously we can come on here and shit on them and that's kind of fun, but
Who wants to do that?
the act the act of having to sit for 2 or 3 hours and watch a show that sucks and then have to sit there and think about it and then come and talk about it, it's just make better shows is all we're saying.
I don't know. We might have to start doing what Brian and Jim do and just fucking not watch half the fucking shit and just talk about other stuff we want to talk about.
I mean, maybe. Fuck.
Yeah, because it's like, we'll obviously talk about that later. What's that?
I didn't mean to hit that,
What is it though?
but
Oh shit. But yeah, it's tough. Like it's tough to watch these shows. It's a drain. I can't believe how bad it's gotten. Both shows are just at an all-time low. AEW's definitely at an all-time low, but WWE's they're sinking.
takes the joy out of something that we love, which is wrestling.
Yeah, which sucks
when,
because
when the shows are this bad.
and like wrestling fans are used to getting beat on, so we'll just take it for a while. And, just that's what wrestling fans are used to.
Yep. Well, maybe next week it'll bounce back. That we're the kings. Maybe next time.
Yeah.
But anyway,
News time.
we
Oh,
And I got news for you.
what's that?
shit.
Oh man. Oh shit. Well, we're gonna.
Oh well, there goes our guest. We spammed the
Oh.
soundboard one too many times.
Oh
They're out
shit.
of here.
Yeah, they laugh. Well, get used to it, brother. But yeah,
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
we're jumping into the news here, and we're
right.
gonna be talking about something that we've been talking about a little bit, but it seems like it's finally shaped or happened, whatever it is. So this is gonna be Chris Jericho, and we're gonna title it Bidding War because it's still all rumors, right? So the rumors are though, Dave, that Chris Jericho re-signed with WWE. What do you think about that?
Well, I heard the same thing, and we've been hearing this for a little while. Let's dig into it.
Well,
Do you go ahead?
I just wonder, like, where do you think he'd fit in better, AEW, WWE, today, right now?
Well, people in AEW have been tired of seeing him for a while, so this is probably the smart move. He hasn't been getting very positive reception in AEW during his appearances for quite a while, so I feel like between that and his advanced age, that this makes sense. And they'll probably give him a farewell tour type of thing similar to Cena when it's time. Knowing Jericho, he's probably not hanging it up anytime soon. It's probably like a 3 or 5 year deal.
Yeah. And who knows, I'm sure we'll jump to doing something else with him afterwards.
Oh yeah.
I think those are all pretty valid points. And then I'm wondering, like, have you seen what they're talking about paying him?
No, but I'm sure it's astronomical.
I think he may take a pay cut from what he's making in AEW right now. But
Wow.
from what I've read, he's going to be making probably close to $3 million a year.
Well, what was he making, like 5?
6.
Good God.
Yeah,
Well, he gets to come back, do Hall of Fame, do a last run.
It'll be special.
Be an employee. He gets to be an employee there, post whatever his in-ring shit is, I'm sure.
Well, when you think about it, though, like, they're going to have a retirement tour every year for the next 10 years.
Yeah. There's a lot that they can do with a lot of guys. And, Jericho deserves it. He's done a lot for the business. I mean, shit, he's been wrestling, I think, since I was 11 years old.
He's one of the OGs. He's definitely one of the greatest of all time, at least when you talk about modern. He has worn out his welcome, but, I mean, who wouldn't have at this point?
Yeah. He, man, just some of that stuff in AEW, I don't know if it was him or Tony, but it got pretty not great there at the end.
Do you remember the Dinner Debonair?
That actually was fairly entertaining.
I liked it.
As much as I normally wouldn't like something like that, I did enjoy that.
Well, it's MJF too, which MJF's the only guy to come out of that on the other end. It did fuck him up, but he eventually recovered because he won the belt after that. And he's speaking of MJF, hopefully he comes back soon. But but we'll jump back to it. So so you look at this two ways, right, Dave? And it's like he's literally basically choosing legacy over the paycheck, right? Because like I was saying before, he could go to AEW right now and probably essentially make like close to $10 million a year, I would guess.
Yeah, so he wants to solidify his position in the lexicon of wrestling history. Not that, that was ever in question at this point, but this just kind of bookends his career in what I would call probably more the right fashion than him ending his career. I don't want to see guys like him, Christian, Edge, end their careers in AEW. No offense to AEW, but I'd like to see WWE guys end their career in WWE. But that's just me, and not everybody gets that luxury. But it looks like that's probably what we're gonna get here.
It's funny you mentioned Edge because I think he's got like a year left, and if that's the case, I would not be surprised to see him jump back over and finish for a year in WWE to get all their stuff because he's already in the Hall of Fame, right? They put him in when he retired.
Yeah, like the year after he retired or something like that.
Yeah, he was pretty young, but yeah. So basically, we'll cap it off with this. But who do you think needs him more?
Probably AEW. I mean, they've been really struggling as of late, but with how the fans have revolted against him, I don't know that even that would work at this point.
Well, it's funny because it's like, in WWE, the people that are vocal online aren't necessarily the people that are spending money on the product, right?
Right.
Where in AEW, and this is something we'll talk about a little bit later, it feels like nobody's willing to spend money on the product unless it's like a pay-per-view. But we'll dig into that later. But isn't it funny? So it's like, is Chris Jericho going to make people want to spend money on AEW? I don't think so.
Nope.
So really,
he will make them want to spend money on WWE, though.
I think WWE will make more money from him. Is basically where I was going to go, which you just capped that off. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and we're going to monitor this. And if it gets 100% confirmed that Chris Jericho did end up signing, and you heard it here first, well, you heard it here first.
Confirmed.
Yep. Remember, it's all rumors, but apparently it happened. Everything's all rumors till it actually happens, right? But yeah. Yep. So he's gonna get a big deal no matter what, and somebody's gonna be paying him, and it's like he's still gonna be saving us, whatever that might mean.
Sources.
Yeah. But yeah, well, we'll see what happens. Hit like and subscribe so that we can all clown on the decision whenever it happens.
Yep.
And then we're gonna go. We're gonna go ahead and jump into the next one here, and that's gonna be John Cena's last Raw, which is like that's also in quotes because we're like, yeah, sure about that. So Cena's gonna be doing his final Raw as an active wrestler, working for WWE, and they're gonna be hyping this up or starting to like he's gonna be like dying tomorrow instead of him just leaving to film more superhero stuff.
Yeah, last Raw until they need a ratings pop. Then suddenly he's back like a tax audit. I mean, this man retires like Terry Funk on a punch card.
All right, so that's going to be November 17th, 2025. We don't know what he's going to be doing there yet, but so basically we already talked about who we thought is going to end up having his final match with him, right? And that was Gunther, correct?
Yep, probably Gunther, yeah.
That is seeming more and more what it's going to be looking like. Have you heard this latest rumor, Dave? It's going to be Chris Jericho as his final opponent.
I almost mentioned that during the last segment, but I didn't. And I have actually heard some stirrings that he is going to be wrestling Jericho as one of these final appearances. That'd be awesome. I mean, you do fan service with his last matches. I mean, look at how popular the match with him and AJ just was.
I think him and Cena are pretty good buds, so maybe that's something that they could. He would be clamoring to get over to the wrestle Cena. I mean, he's got to get Cena in that Jericho vortex, right?
Yep.
But yeah,
and it's not going to negatively impact Cena. He's got like 4 days to go.
Yeah, that's definitely true. But here's a question I got for you. So, do you think WWE is sending him off right here, or has this kind of just been like a little emotional money grab?
I mean, his retirement has been largely lackluster thus far, but there've been some cool moments. Him and Randy, him and Punk, him and AJ was the best match that he's ever had, probably.
Yeah, it was a good one.
So it hasn't been terrible, but it hasn't been great.
I still like that one match that he had with Punk on Raw. What was that, 2013 or I forget that. That one was a pretty good match, especially for the time.
The one that Punk says is one of his favorite matches that he's ever had. Yeah, that is a good one.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
what do you think they're gonna do here? They're gonna disappoint us for his last Raw. They're gonna make it like be a huge big deal. Are they're gonna have see back in the day, like, and answer those questions after I'm done saying this, please. But so like Vince would have had a whole bunch of people from Cena's past come out. The whole episode would be dedicated to him. It would be like 8 different segments, and everybody would be kissing his butt, talking to him backstage. People like, oh, like, you know, like the divas, like walking up and being real excited for him. But like, what do you think? What are they going to be doing?
You know, I just could literally picture all of that happening. That's definitely what Vince would do. I think that these last 4 appearances are never going to be able to live up to expectations, regardless of what they do with them. But I feel like they're probably not going to do anything that great with them anyway.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what to expect because obviously the booking with Triple H is somewhat similar but a lot different.
Well, who's he even in a program right now? There's 4 more appearances. You know, like what is going on? We don't even know. Are we going to find out tonight on Raw? Or
I don't know.
Who knows?
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens tonight if he's going to be on it. But yeah, I agree with you though. His run definitely has been pretty lackluster so far. Sorry, I know we're skipping around a little bit, but that leads me to what we're saying here. But if his last match is Gunther, do you think that's going to be a big disappointment to fans, or is that going to be something that they're going to like?
I would like it. I don't know if other fans are going to like it. You know, not every match can be Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, AJ Styles. Yeah, I realize I'm using Undertaker twice, but those are just 2 insane retirement matches. You know, that's an impossible bar to meet.
They need a new legend killer. This would be the perfect guy.
I don't think there's anybody on the roster that this makes more sense to have be than Gunther. But
you think he'd benefit the most?
I do. You know, what does anybody else get from beating him, really?
Well, I mean, I guess anybody could say the same thing, but who's going to be able to deliver it and get the most out of it?
Right.
I think that would be Gunther.
It would not that I think he's lost 5-6 matches since they brought him on the main roster. He's been fairly protected.
Yeah, definitely.
But
I think it's 3.
I think that's a feather in the cap, you know, for Gunther, you know, to go out there and be able to do that. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he'll be back. Maybe he won't be back. We'll know here in about 40 minutes, I guess. Maybe.
Yeah, for sure. But here's one thing, and we'll close it off. I want to know who you guys think he's going to be, not just his last opponent, because that's separate. We just that was a part of this a little bit. But who do you think that he might be wrestling on Raw, or what are they going to do with him on Raw? If you got any ideas, let us know. But yeah, he definitely does deserve a big moment. Not a nostalgia promo and not some kind of handshake line. Give us a real ending, not some kind of like Hallmark commercial or, I don't know, just lazy booked ending. But make sure to like and subscribe. And then, hey, WWE, if you guys screw this up, we're going to be here next week to tell everybody how dumb you are. Oh, shit.
Yeah. We're watching you.
All right. Yeah, we are. This one's you here.
Oh, well, we got a segment here that you're all going to love. We got WWE creative issues and reported shakeup. We'll see. WWE switching up creative again because they just realized the show falls apart halfway through the year.
Yeah, they did. and cool, I guess. Maybe this time they'll give us some actually stories instead of the same 5 matches that we've been getting all year.
Yeah. So, I mean, does this shake up actually mean change, or is this just buzzwords and we're just gonna keep getting the same crappy shows that we've been getting?
Well, I think this is just, like another rumor that's been popping up. And, where there's smoke, there's fire, right? I'm sure that they've been hearing how shitty the shows have been. Everybody's pretty vocal about it. I'm sure that they are trying to find something to do, but, I mean, nothing happens overnight. This takes a lot of, like Ricky would say, denial and error.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look. I'll use Julia as an example. Look at how she was when she came up versus how she is now. They're not doing a good job with her.
No.
So creative needs to figure out something just across the board. She's just an example of the goofiness that's going on. When is somebody gonna have the guts to tell these people, no, that's dumb, let's try something else?
Well, that WWE Unreal thing that we saw obviously isn't like, legit, and it was all for camera, but it's hard to tell how that works. Are they people saying, like, letting people know, like, hey, that's a shitty idea? Maybe they're not. I just think that they're creatively bankrupt, and their just ideas aren't very good.
Yeah, well, hopefully they'll figure out something. These people have been doing this for a long time and should know what to do. But think of it this way, though. It's hard to continuously create something great. Think of how hard it is to make up something that is good.
Yeah, I mean, people
When
back
it
in the
comes
day
to
took
anything.
breaks as bookers, year on, year off type thing, switching it up after you feel like you've dried out for a little bit, but that's not how WWE works.
Well, there's no off season. Well, we'll see if they step it up or if this is just another excuse when things suck again, I guess.
Yeah, stick around and like and subscribe, and I guess we'll be here taking score and letting you know if this stuff gets any better.
Sounds exciting.
Oh,
And
yeah.
speaking of exciting, we got another segment here that you're going to love. Lillian Garcia signs a 2-year deal. Remember everyone's favorite childhood announcer? Well, she's back, and this time it looks like it's for 2 more years.
This is kind of cool, right? She's one of those voices that instantly brings you back to the old days. Let's talk about what this means for WWE's presentation now, and if bringing her back adds anything to the product today.
Well, I remember when she joined back in '99, when I was still in high school. For those of you that are wondering how old that I actually am, there's a hint, and she was very entertaining. She replaced one of the beloved announcing icons, Howard Finkel, and they actually had like a feud deal where she ended up getting a one up on him, so to speak. Pretty cool. The Fink, R.I.P. And obviously we got Lillian.
Yeah, she was funny. She was more involved in the show than a lot of the announcers before and after have ever been. She was in segments. Yeah. She would be in like little programs with people here and there. She was obviously
drinking beers with Stone Cold.
Yeah, and then The Rock, like in his strudel, she was really into him. She had segments with Triple H here and there. But yeah,
I thought you were gonna say she had sex with Triple H.
I think that was about to pop out.
It's a hell of an accusation to be lobbing there, but good for her and Triple H, I suppose, if that allegedly happened or didn't. It didn't, I don't think, ever. But yeah.
But yeah, you remember she left in I think around 2009, and then she returned full time in 2011. So she had a little bit of a break there, and then she worked till 2016 before she stepped away again. And then she made a whole bunch of like special appearances here and there. And she actually ended up joining back in 2024 when what was it, Samantha Irvin?
Samantha Irvin.
Yeah, she ended up replacing her for a little bit until they found that chick that they got now.
The one that dresses like Scary Terry.
Alicia Taylor, I think, is her name. Yeah, she looks nuts. She's not great.
Bring back Samantha Irvin and that nice fat ass.
Oh, she was definitely got one of those bodies on her that people are into these days. But So, but yeah, apparently as of October 2025, she signed that new multi-year contract, and I doubt that she's going to be on here full time. They'll probably have her announcing the pay-per-views and stuff, right?
Saturday night main event, things of that nature. Yeah.
But yeah, she's awesome. She was
Yeah, we
actually
love Lillian.
yeah, she was actually to deliver comedy pretty well in her segments. She I mean, it's not like she was like amazing at it or anything, but I feel like for her role in the company, she went above and beyond of what a lot of talent do, and I think we're both looking forward to seeing her as in an expanded role in the company of them highlighting how important she is. You know, maybe like how you have I forget it, like, you know, Bruce Buffer does some of the big boxing events, and she's not Bruce Buffer, but you know, they only pull him out for the big ones. So you know, you can pull her out for the big ones and establish importance with her unique voice, right?
Yeah. And she can pull him out for. Wait, no. Wait, what are we talking about again? Anyway, moving on. So, you know, Lillian Garcia, we're glad she's there. And you let us know if she is too. Are you excited that Lillian's back on TV? You know, let us know in the comments here and we can converse about it.
We will.
Yeah. Oh, shit. And it looks like we got another Dave leading in here. We got Marko Stunt, you know, the little tiny guy that used to come out there with Jurassic Express, and he's working at a car dealership. Yes, he does. And he's officially gone from high whisk.
Yeah,
I
that'll
was
work.
just possessed by Tate there. High whisk wrestling to high interest financing, from AEW TV to selling cars at a dealership. What do you think of that, TJ? You remember the little video here that you told me to watch? He looked pretty sad.
I wonder if he's going to be good at this because, you know, like that's a cutthroat job, right? You know, it's all performance based.
Yeah, and his performances are not that great.
Well, Mr. Fun Size, right? That's the
Yep,
name.
well, yeah, Mr. Fun Size.
That sounds kind of gay.
Man, poor guy. Wish him well though. You know, everybody's gotta get a paycheck. You gotta eat, have a roof over your head, and he's a young man. You know, he's younger than me. Got a lot of years ahead of him. And he
That's a fast
hopefully he
turnaround.
can be successful.
But you know why
in
this happened, right?
New profession. Because he sucked at wrestling.
No, so he got hurt, and the doctors advised that he never wrestle again. I forget the exact injury, but apparently it was pretty bad, like some spine back thing or something like that. But yeah, that definitely sucks because you don't want to see anybody get hurt. But I mean, it would suck going from like your dream job, and he even mentions in the video, dream job to car salesman.
Yep. Well, and he looks real broken in that video, you know. But for those of you that are interested, you can check him out at Homer Skeleton Ford in Olive Branch, Mississippi. Looks like a fine dealership, nice big sprawling place, you know.
He's all over in the video.
Tell him Dave and CJ sent you, you know.
Oh yeah, tell him to look up the videos too. He'll love our take on all his shit.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't suck donkey penis
Oh, you think
Ever.
that's what it is?
for money. Yeah, that was how he was making ends meet, was allegedly.
You're nothing but a homo.
Well, you know, that's not necessary.
What's
I
Brett
mean,
doing?
oh,
Did you
man.
call him?
He
Oh, there he went.
he's doing something crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, Brett's the man. But anyways, we're wishing the best for you and Homer Skelton Ford in Olive Branch, Mississippi. We'll plug you again. Home with the best Fords in Olive Branch, Mississippi. And we're gonna jump.
That's right.
We're gonna jump into the next one here, and this is gonna be something that me and Dave kind of just felt like we need a little PSA we wanted to toss out there. But yeah, so
Well, hold on before we start. I just want to point out that the last PSA video that we made about, you know, showering and wearing deodorant and stuff, we got a lot of dislikes.
well, get ready for this one because you can dislike us too. And it's funny we got the dislikes because it's like there was obviously people that smell like shit, like at those events and having encountered this, them causing it, and then people not being very excited about it.
Take a bath, stinky. You know, when these people got to ask to change seats because you stink so fucking bad, you take a bath before you leave the house.
Yeah, well, speaking of that, and it's some of the same fan base here. So we're kind of talking about the AEW fan base and kind of like how they support the show, their attendance, merchandise sales, viewership, and all these kind of like, if you were looking at a chart, it started up here and then like now it's like kind of down here. But anyways, these AEW fans, they're loud, right? They're angry, they're vocal. Just like WWE fans on their end too. But while the chatter's high, the numbers aren't really following. Attendance is sliding, merch isn't flying off the shelves, and TV viewership just keeps dipping. Isn't that right, Dave?
It's almost like it's easy to be loud online, but not open up your wallet. I don't know. If you want there to continue to be multiple successful, and I'm using that term loosely here, wrestling promotions, you need to, these guys need money. You might think that they have the infinite money glitch because of Tony Khan's dad, but they're how long will they be able to operate at a loss? Attendance is down, merch is down, like he said. Buy the shit if you like it. I realize that it's tough times right now financially for a lot of people, and this might be the only affordable wrestling alternative that's a major promotion that you're going to get.
So you're correct, and it's kind of funny because people were really upset about the Saudi thing in WrestleMania, right? And they're upset over WWE's increased ticket prices. And people were sitting here saying like, oh, this is the perfect opportunity for AEW to scoop up a whole bunch of new fans. And this isn't the first like free throw or whatever, just like easy layup that WWE's given AEW. But throughout the years, it just keeps not working out. They've never been able to capitalize off this. And I don't know. I mean, you could say that the show's not very good, and I think that there's a lot of truth to that. But people do seem to say that they like the show. They do get pretty consistent viewership, even though it's going down a lot. But, I mean, I think it's obvious to say that they're not willing to spend money on this product. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, that's very apparent. And, you go to like WrestleTees and in these different websites that sell all these merchandise, and, you can tell that the stuff's not flying off the shelf anymore like it was.
Danhausen and CM Punk, the highest merchandise sellers that AEW's ever had.
Yep. We are either one of those guys. We don't see either one of those guys on AEW. Weird.
Danhausen's still signed by them, but they don't show him. They extended his contract.
Baker, they love to just collect people and not use them.
Yeah, and that's a part of the reason why they're probably not as profitable as they could be if they are making a net profit. But again, it's like nobody's going to the shows, and I can attest to that myself. All the shows that I went to myself, it's only 3. They were all very poorly attended. Nobody was buying merchandise, and they didn't make it easy to buy. They only had one stand, and the line was like ridiculously long. So that's another thing that they probably have to work on. But in the end, it seems like the only time that they can get good attendance are these like somewhat special dynamites and then these pay-per-views. And people do seem to like their pay-per-views, and that is their strong point as a company. But I think a lot of people are pirating their content too. But that would lead you to think that if they are pirating it, more people will be going to the shows, right?
Yep, but that's not the case.
Yeah. So like this is just me and Dave saying, and Dave said this a little bit earlier, if you want this company to be around, succeed, have an alternative, and have people keeping WWE on their heels, because they're not making WWE better right now. The only thing AEW is doing right now is just making all the boys get paid more. That's it, which is good for them. But when WCW was around and they were competition, they were making both shows better. They were competing. They were trying to do their best show every week, and then they both
kept like that at first.
Yeah, not anymore.
Nope.
Vince was paying attention, right? You could tell that he was somewhat changing the shows here and there. You remember when Shane McMahon was doing that Raw After Dark thing or whatever it was, and he had like people fighting and they were having like shoot matches in the back. I mean, you could tell that they were clearly
they were trying.
Yeah, they were trying. But let me ask you one question about this, and then we'll move on, Dave. And you said this a little bit earlier. Let's just say 10 years from now, this product is getting 200K viewership total. What do you think their attendance will be like? 200? 300?
I don't know. Maybe 5 if they're lucky.
Yeah. I just I just think it sucks, man, because, we talk shit about AEW a lot, but at WWE as well. And there's just never going to be a world where if people don't spend money on this product that are fans, that it's ever going to grow past what it is now.
Right. It's actually regressed from where it was. So, in order
Even a year
to grow
ago.
it, you need to show that it's profitable.
They grew for 2 years, and then it was like maybe 3.5 or 3 years. But then after that, I feel like after after the whole CM Punk thing, that's when the really started to drop down. But let's ask you guys: if the fans don't support their product with their wallet and butts in the seats, then what are they actually supporting? So let us know in the comments. Do you agree? Are you a fan yourself that's spending money? Let us know how much maybe you spent. We want to know if there's actually people out there spending money on this product. Because, you guys see in every... look, so you can't see it that much, but Juice you only see half of them. There's that Juice Robinson doll I talked about. I know you can't see him right now, Dave. But I have plenty of AEW merchandise. I do support the brand. But
more AEW stuff than WWE stuff on that shelf back there.
100%. Just the WWE thing I have probably costs more than
yeah.
Well, not the Sting doll now. He's worth more than the other shit. But then the belt signed too, so never mind. But
yep, Sting signed both of them. Get wrecked.
Yeah, it actually looks really good. He did a really good job on the signature on the
He did.
figure.
He did.
But
I'm really bummed. I messed up not going to the thing here. I could have met him as Wolfpack Sting. Fuck.
Maybe he'll come around one more time before the end of the year.
Not as Wolfpack Sting though.
Yeah, you're right.
It was like last time in Tampa as Wolfpack Sting. I'm like,
what
could have met him and Kevin Nash. I fucked up.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting Kev one time. I want to get him to sign this thing.
Yeah,
but
he'll be cool.
That being said, we'll jump onto the next one here, and this is just a real short one. And this wasn't today. This was the other day. But AEW wished Kamille a happy birthday, and they posted it on Facebook and their social medias.
You mean Kamille Brickhouse?
Is that her name?
Yeah.
But yeah, she hasn't been on the show in forever. At the beginning of the year, she was what's her name? Mercedes Monet.
Mercedes is like bodyguard. Yeah.
And that was
weird. She even work there still?
Yeah, apparently, because they said happy birthday to her. Since then, she's done American Gladiators, and she was a part of that Queen of the Ring movie.
Yep. And then she was on this website, fillupmymom.com. No, I'm just kidding. She wasn't on there.
Hold on. What's that website? Could you tell that to me again real quick?
No, we'll talk about that.
I don't want to hear that word here again.
But
happy birthday to Kamille.
Hopefully she's on TV.
The company that you work for, we're not seeing you work for, takes care of you for your birthday, and in a few more days it's going to be Halloween. So hopefully you have a happy Halloween.
Man, I'm not looking forward to Halloween because there's just going to be this guy in town, and he just goes around and he.
Yeah, Go ahead.
Do you know what his name is?
Yeah, actually,
On Halloween, there will be a nigga, you gon' take his pain.
That's him? How'd you know? How did you know?
That's true. Well,
Well, I got something else that you might not have known.
Brandon was secretly gay.
Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. That's crazy. That's I don't know what to say there. Well, I also couldn't find the thing that I was looking for, so
it's okay.
It just. Oh, here we go.
That nigga's name is Big Dick Randy.
Wow. That's a good song. You guys should check it out. Dig Bar. Right?
He actually sent me a message and it said,
Trick or treat, nigga, come and suck this meat, nigga.
Is that Little Tripod?
Yeah, I told him no thanks, man. That's not for me.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna get on out of here. Check us out. We'll be here Friday. Sorry we didn't get the episode done last Friday. We ended up doing it, but I fucked up. We had some audio issues, and I hoped I could fix it, but it wasn't going to work out, and I didn't want to subject you guys to slop, so we just figured we'd take a little bit of a break and get back to you guys next time.
Maybe someday we'll release it as a
the hidden,
hidden, unreleased thing, like bonus thing. Oh, you never got this.
Yeah. Check
And then
out the
you'll hear it and
comparison.
you'll hear why.
Yeah, check, and you'll be able to see the comparison on the shows and all that. But yeah, check out the social medias at OverMark ENT. It's all the same shit we were talking about earlier. Then yeah, I appreciate you, Dave. We're back at it again. We got the podcast, we got the shitty wrestling, we got the news, and I couldn't do it without you, because then I would just be some Chinese guy. No, I'm just kidding. I would just be what do they call him? A neckbeard.
Wow. Well, couldn't do the show without you. Oh, and I suppose if I did or I tried, it wouldn't be nearly as fun. You'd
Yeah.
have some other guy, Yeah, probably Nick. And Nick's not a nice guy.
No, not at all.
Maybe we'd have Ronnie,
Oh,
Steve Austin.
Well, Steve Austin.
That'd be awesome.
I wouldn't mind having him either,
yeah, get him on there.
I believe in Steve Austin.
Do you know how we would get him to the studio?
How's that? Oh yeah, that is right. Wow,
Yeah.
that'd
Fly
be
right on in on the OverMark chopper.
that'd be amazing. That costs a lot of money, guys, by the way. But we got it from the guy that told you what kind of review we were doing with Collision earlier. That guy funded it.
He donated it to us.
He
did.
He'll donate a couple other things too, from what I heard. But yeah, we appreciate you guys for listening too. If you ever subscribe, watched a little bit of the content, you guys are making the dream possible.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get on here. I'm gonna hit it to you to sign off, Dave, and then we'll get on out of here.
Everybody have a good night, good day. We'll see you on Halloween, and
On Halloween, there will be
Yeah.
a nigga you gon' take his pain.
yeah, you guys better watch out. Be safe out there.
Have a great one, guys.
Later.